The only strategy they've got in this election is to try to scare you about me. They're going to try to say that I'm a risky guy. They're going to try to say, well, you know, he's got a funny name. And he doesn't look like all the presidents on the dollar bills and the $5 bills.
That was Barack Obama last week. Critics said he played the race card, and that very comment, the McCain campaign called his words, quote, divisive and shameful. So with race continuing to surface in this election, is it fair to say it's becoming a major issue for voters? With us now, National Public Radio senior correspondent Juan Williams. Is Barack Obama playing the race card, or is the race card being played inversely, Juan, by the McCain camp accusing him falsely of playing the race card?
Oh, no, I think he did. I mean, look, by his own admission, and his campaign manager, Allen, said he was talking about being African-American. Previously, he had said they're going to question my patriotism, my youth, and did I mention, this is a quote, and did I mention he's black? So he has been saying it before. They didn't respond to the initial jab. They did this time out of fear that they were being painted as racist, running a racist campaign.
Well, some of them have not. If not his race, they've certainly questioned his name. We just heard Ed Coulter use his middle name again. We've had Jack Kingston raise the issue of his patriotism, claiming he wouldn't put on a pin, a flag pin. You know, we've had all kinds of statements being made about, you know, how different he is and race suspicions. We don't know enough about him.
Alan, the GOP has played racial politics in the past, and there are going to be surrogates who may go that far. I mean, Ann Coulter is known for going that far. But the fact is that John McCain and John McCain's campaign have not once attacked Barack Obama's name or his race. And that's the problem. If you make that kind of attack, right, you can't come up empty-handed. You got to have some proof, and he didn't have it. It's not
the McCain campaign or John McCain himself doing it, but you know that the outside groups go ahead and do it, often sometimes with the blessing or with the campaign looking the other way, and they depend on these outside groups doing what the campaign themselves will not do.
No problem here, but let's talk about who's guilty. If he wants to point a finger, point the finger. But he got himself in a situation last week where he's pointing a finger at McCain and McCain's campaign, didn't have the evidence, and then made McCain into a sympathetic figure because people say, wait a second, why is he labeling McCain a racist, tarring McCain, when McCain hasn't done anything? McCain had the opportunity then to bring up the fact he's adopted a black child. In previous campaigns, that kind of libel that he had had an affair with a black woman was used against McCain. It made McCain look like he had the higher ground, and Obama looked like he was the one dragging race into it and trying to portray himself as some kind of victim.
But he did it 3 times, Juan, in one day. He started this whole thing, and he did use the comment back in Jacksonville in June that, oh, and by the way, you know, they're going to tell you he has a funny middle name and
right,
he's black. So this has been a tactic. Bill Clinton complained that they used the race card against him. Is he playing the race card?
Well, I think without a doubt he has succeeded. You know what was interesting to me, Sean, is if you go and talk to the Clinton people, and not just Bill Clinton, they'll say that it became a distraction. It pushed them off message in terms of their campaign themes, because every time they came with a criticism of Obama, they had to worry that it might be perceived as racial when it was just pure hardball politics. And I think the McCain people had tried to say, now, you're not doing that to us.
I totally agree with you, and I think they probably anticipated it. Did they deal it from the bottom of the deck?
Well, I don't know exactly what that means. I mean, it's clearly, here is something that Obama has been doing now for some time, saying they're going to play this card, and now he put it out there, and I think he put it out there hoping that people would say, you know what, yeah, that fits with all the negative stereotypes, the MoveOn.org, all the rest, who've assailed the Republicans, going back to swift voting John Kerry, and said that the Republicans are capable of any calumny, and they'll do anything to win.
Well, you were on my radio program the other day. We played the Missouri Democratic radio ad from 1998 that said if you elect Republicans, crosses are going to burn. We know the NAACP ran the ad in 2000. Here's my question, though, for you. Why does he have so many friends that seem to hate America or don't say nice things about America? Why does he have a number of friends, for example, that, you know, play this race card to such a difficult extent, or, you know, an unhealthy extent, in as much as it divides the country?
You know what, I mean, I can't speak for the man's friends, but I must say, if you look into that kind of liberal left-wing Chicago politics, I think it's just a given that you're supposed to think that America is a bad place, it's a racist place, you know, blame America for the sins of the world.
Wait a minute, Juan, wait a minute. Listen to what you just said. Is that what he believes? Is that going to be the next president?
He says that's not what he believes, and I think, you know, in some cases, I think Senator Obama exploited those people. I think if you look at Reverend Wright, he used Reverend Wright to move up in Chicago politics. He made a bad mistake by hanging around too long, because then people said, you know what, you have some responsibility if you've been in those pews. But
I have one quick last question.
Sure.
Why aren't more Democrats or more people on the left side of the aisle, why aren't they willing to speak up as you are on this important issue that is dividing the country?
Well, I think, you know what, they're foolish, because I think actually it would be to Senator Obama's benefit if he spoke directly to it. You got now about 8% of white voters who say race is the most important thing in the election, 20% of black voters, racially polarizing. Obama's got to win those undecided voters, and the only way he can do it is to convince them that he speaks honestly, and he's got to speak honestly about race. Sean.
All right, thanks, Juan Williams. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. And coming up after the break.